Welcome back to the National Hockey Centre here in Glasgow as we are getting ready for Game 2 in the EuroHockey Championship 2. And it is decision day for who is going to make the semi-finals and who is going to be facing the relegation games. Russia and Wales have sewn up the group that we are focusing on for the first part of today. Will be with their draw. Wales win the group. Russia are in second, and the Swiss and Czech Republic are next up, trying to fight out over the third spot, which may give them a small advantage heading into those relegation games on Friday. Later on we'll be focusing on the other games in this day, in the day's proceedings, as we move into Pool A. France and Portugal up against each other, and Scotland willing to edge over the line against Ukraine to top the group, but still a bit to play for in the other pool as well. So there's just a little look at that pool just for confirmation of how things stand. Wales and Russia are through. Wales have won this group, so play the second place side in their pool, which at the moment could well be France, but you never quite know. The Czech Republic have 1 point. If the Swiss were to, more likely they'll need to win with the goal difference, so they will be looking to pick up 3 points and finish third, which could prove to be an advantage come the weekend. So let's look at the sides, and for Switzerland, well, Jan Hudel is someone who scores goals but doesn't start from the front foot, but I'm sure he could well feature very quickly. One or two other players, maybe Nick Schwer, who's not at the best of tournaments so far, might be more lively with this opposition today, but a bit of rest and change around as well. Manuel Keller's had a lot to do to pick up his side after the heavy defeat against Wales. The two vice Shodas, Gale and Benoit, are exciting players, worth a watch. Yves Morard is one of those that likes to be a good link-up as well for the Swiss side. Chris Elst is the head coach. Well, the big news for the Czech Republic was the goalkeeping situation, as Thomas Hannes got a yellow card for an altercation. That then was upgraded to a red card, so he's suspended today. So Petr Vetrovsky is in goal. Martin Hannes continues with the captain armband. It is a side that have looked a little bit stodgy, maybe not quite got the points they deserve, because they have maybe been a little too negative. Lucas Plotche, we've not seen the best of him yet, but did score in the draw against Russia, so he could well features here. He and his side could do with a win just to build momentum into the relegation playoff games. So out come the sides. The umpires there too. As you can see, the umpires are Xavier Fenart of France and Fraser Bell of Scotland. Nice clap of hands from all the Swiss players up for this. They probably maybe deserve a bit more from some of the performances. They kind of, once they've thrown the towel against Wales, but seem to just fade in the game against Wales. They're looking for a big performance, and the Czechs looking for a performance themselves, because they haven't quite maybe got what they've wanted out of this tournament so far. I would say both are looking for momentum as they head to the relegation playoffs. Now, though, it is time for a little pause in a moment just for the national anthems for both sides. All set up, good crowd in, with some from both sides here, a few neutrals out. It's been a great day of action. Now a little pause here for the anthems. Little presentation first of all here, just before the anthems. A nice little moment for the Swiss number 7 there, Manuel Keller. And now time for the singing to start for both sides ahead of the match here. So there's anthems time to bring in Jamie Frail, head of domestic game here at Scottish Hockey, for his thoughts ahead of this. Well, both sides here now know that they won't be in the semi-finals. They're going to have other things to look at over their shoulder, but still an opportunity, I guess, getting an international win on the board, as well as, I guess, gearing and focusing for a third place finish and momentum into the relegation games.
Yeah, thanks for having me again, Callum. Both teams will want to avoid being last in the group here, so as you said, there will be thoughts towards goal difference, so it's a must win for bottom of the group. I think there's still obviously stuff to play for here in terms of in the crossovers, getting the preferred playoff position, and the one that stands out would be the second choice goalkeeper, Petrovsky. Is an opportunity for him to step up and really show what he's made of today for the Czech Republic.
Yeah, there was an altercation, if you've never seen it, there was an altercation in the game against Russia. The goalkeeper, there was a bit of a push, and I think there was a bit of an opinion at the time in that one that, you know, it might have been deemed as a red card anyway. Stephen Percy was with us for that at the time. He's like, well, a yellow card might be quite good, especially if it was a 5-minute yellow. So afterwards they certainly had a look at it, and they've upgraded it to a red. So it is an interesting moment, as you say, for Petrovsky, who is only 20 years of age, cap number 5. It's a big game to come into, but for a game which, you know, it does have some meaning in terms of positions for the relegation games. It's a steady one. It's not a game where now the Czech Republic are having to go and win now by a couple of 3 goals to get through the semi-final. So maybe a different kind of pressure, not maybe quite as intense for him.
Yeah, Petrovsky's come into potentially a really good opportunity in terms of they would like to win. It's not a must win. They can get a second bite of the cherry when the crossovers happen. I think the incident with the first choice goalkeeper was more around the reaction as well. So even though the foul was the hands up near the face and a push on the opposition player, it was more his reaction from what he heard, not coming off the pitch and then not sitting quietly at the side there. So I think the officials here have kind of not looked kindly in that sort of behaviour, and they've decided to upgrade the whole situation to a red card.
Yeah, it was well worth a mention that, because he was a bit ill-disciplined in making his way off the field, and there was a bit of a talking to, memory serves me right. So that is for the number 1 keeper Thomas Hannes to stew over today, as the game is underway. Swiss in their red and looking to try and bounce a win, but they've given it away here quite quickly. Arm out on the Czech side. Swiss are such an interesting side, because they do have a good deal of flair players in there and can score some really good goals, but just seem to run out of steam a little bit. Sometimes at the top sides, maybe a bit more of a level foot in, but the Czechs fly one in early on through Hannes, the captain, and away it comes for the Swiss. Yves Morard was the one racing up to halfway.
Yeah, sensible approach by Morard there. He's driving into space, he gets crowded out and just finds a foot, resets, get the ball, and then gives his opposition time to step in and protect the middle. But again, Switzerland players have moved up. There's quite the passionate Swiss fans here today, so we've got lots of extra flags been added, and a busy stand, which is great to see for 2 o'clock on a Wednesday, a midweek game filling up with some non-traditional home fans.
A good steady crowd in already, and a lot of passion as well on the sidelines. Chris Ellis down there, Swedish head coach, kind of lively, sometimes sits up the back of the stand as well. And also there's a lot of passion from the Czech side, particularly from their team manager, actually, Petr Tronacek, who was the head coach of Slovakia here at World League One last year. Both lively characters. Nice ball flick through here for Wozniacki. Wozniacki drives it. What a start that is for the Czech Republic, looking to finish third as best as they can in this group phase, and fired it in for the goal.
So good, nice lifted ball through. He picks it up well, starts to pass into the space, and he just turns and drives. Bit of a poor pick up there, but as soon as it bobbles towards the D, he just knocks it in and fires a reverse. It's going at pace. I think the goalkeeper struggles with it a wee bit in terms of it comes straight through his legs. The goalkeepers tend to set quite wide, expecting the ball to hit the corners. And I think that's what he's done. He's just set too wide, and then he struggled to close his legs in time. It's always a bit of an awkward one there, so your natural reaction is to try and close both legs. Technically you should just put one foot in front of it and clear the ball nice and wide.
Fabulous start then for the Czech Republic, just what they wanted. I'm sure they were a bit disappointed with watching on the first game, hoping that maybe Wales could win, and it gave them a chance if they won this game to go through, but the draw was enough for both Wales and Russia to progress to the semi-finals.
Certainly frustrations immediately after that with Swiss defenders remonstrating with each other.
A lot of space did open up there, and penalised and punished the Swiss side. A lot of noise from the crowd after that, and one back again. Fiske away and forward it goes. Nice little run here from Plotchy.
Yeah, great run from Plotchy. He just picks the ball up and drives straight towards the top of the D, drawing in 2 or 3 Swiss players, and it just finds a foul and then gives his teammates time to get up and around, apply more pressure together.
Thomas Power down in the corner, just darted away by Yves Morard. Kapuch wide, a fast start from the Czech Republic here. Hannes forward, Jakob Kindle. Kindle good strength and time. It's helped on its way, not quite finding the intended target. It was nice from Barta trying to help it through. Switzerland struggling to make much headway. A bit of a culture shock after the goal conceded. Oh, and goodness me, that just proved that point. Yves Morard got away with it, though.
Yeah, Czech Republic looking for a foul there, so you can't have a fresh air swing in the D either as a defender or an attacker, so it's classed as a foul. But I think the Switzerland centre back just gets the tiniest of touches on it. It's maybe the breeze that makes the ball move, and technically not a foul. So both teams looking at Fraser Bell there, the umpire, just to figure out what was going to happen. Fraser correctly saying just play on.
Forward that went from Corey attack. It's behind a couple of defenders, but cleaned up by Marco Michael. Hannes looked with his 76th cap, that was full pelt. Puch switch it, trying to pick up Leovic. There's Thomas Przaka, rattled through. There's a penalty corner.
Yeah, hit straight into the D from outside the 25, so it's allowed, and it just finds a foot. Switzerland, I don't think we're expecting such a direct route.
Yes, again.
It could perhaps be part of the Czech Republic player in front trying to get a deflection. The defender for Switzerland maybe thinks he's going to get a touch and has to try and set for that, but he ends up missing it and catches the foot.
And it's with the injection here. Plotchy and Przaka in the space. And Jan Hudel going to be sent away. He is for running away too quickly. I think that happened to him on Sunday as well. He seemed to do that at least once from a penalty corner in the game against Russia. So he's off, so man light. Nice move for Plotchy, and it is saved and half cleared by the Swiss, but not enough. And it's 2-0. What a start. Thomas Power on the follow-up through the legs. It's a perfect start for the Czech Republic.
So good initial reaction here to the mixed ball in the middle. He just can't get the ball out. Again, second Switzerland player's got the opportunity, just doesn't get it away. Two players lining up at the top of the D, and it's put on someone's front stick. Luckily enough, the one Czech Republic player decides I'm getting out the road of this, and again, just a really hard hit straight down the middle. So not sure if the goalkeeper's blinded by this, but it appears to come straight down and in between the legs. So 2 nutmegs in the space of 10 minutes.
We kind of talked a little bit before the start of the game, Jenny, about how the Swiss maybe lack one or two players of experience, maybe, because just seemed to be something not quite clicking. Like they seem to play reasonably well against the certainly sides, low-ranked sides at World League One. Obviously, it's a bit more tighter in terms of world rankings here, but I look at players such as Fabian Vollschläger, who was getting on about 35, 36 years of age. It's not involved in the squad. No Patrick Muller either, who's a bit of a playmaker, big loss from the World League here last year, and just struggling to find and adapt themselves against the side of the quality in this second tier.
I'm not sure if it's due to a transition phase of, as you say, with a change in personnel and not having that opportunity to gel or click yet, or if it's due to amount of time that they've spent together as a team. But it just doesn't look as if it's joined up. You see some good pockets of play here and there, but the Swiss maybe need to just do it a bit more and a bit more consistently.
So they'll try and do so here. First chance, over it went. I think the touch from Marelli was the last one. Greda trying to help it on. Martin Greda, number 27, and then tap number 50 for the Swiss.
So we're seeing a lot of that kind of style of feeding the ball in from in and around the D. If it's a long corner, if it's just slightly outside the 25, then players are just looking to fire the ball off at an angle, and the player receiving the ball doesn't necessarily need to pick the ball up. He's just looking to change the angle and keep the pace of the ball, but fire it into any gap that they can see. So it's that leads to some quick circle penetration. We just need to wait and see if people to capitalise on that.
Stumps picked up for the Swiss, but away come the Czechs once more, and Snicky. Kolar getting time down that side. Good scramble. Shannon's did well. Across it comes, but with help of Boris Stomps.
Yeah, and great stick skill and composure there. He just Indian dribbles out, brings it onto his reverse, and just threads it through two players to his teammate.
Stolen back by Zalesny. Juggling going on from Nick Schwert. Quickly for Jan Hudel. Driving into the D, I think was in maybe hope of trying to find a foot. Well, maybe got one now. It's a penalty corner for the Swiss.
Yeah, so as the Czech Republic player picks the ball up at the edge of his own D, he tries to play it out, but as he plays it out, he just gets a lift on it and it ends up hitting the body of the Switzerland attacker. So a foul inside the D, it's going to be a penalty corner. Switzerland seem comfortable to leave a lot of bodies high and seem to be pressing, making the pitch quite long. We've seen a few of the games when both sides are happy to sit half court or a 60-yard drop in terms of a press, and it doesn't make for as exciting hockey as this. So there seems to be a lot of gaps opening up. So I think could be in for a few goals today.
Keller with the injection here. Schwer's attempt at goal blocked Here's Yves Morard. Old fashioned tussle. And then does it come to anything for Michael Morard. No break of players, which Ricky carries on. It's a louder peep of the whistle. Robin Jednek. Grishka back to Brzezilka, and steady stuff here. Very much the perfect start. Trying to secure the third spot in the group. And come Friday and Saturday, the games are fourth place in each pool play each other, then third in each play each other, and then it's third against fourth of the opposite pools for each side of the draw. Jan Hurdle into the D, fired off Thomas Prajaka.
Yeah, Prajaka just claiming that the ball was higher, so it was really good reactions from him in terms of deflecting it away from his body, but felt a bit dangerous, so it was right to try and claim something there.
And it's a turn for Jakob Kindle. Curry attack, wriggling around to Tommies. Quickly on with it. Power, just running away wide by the baseline of the ball.
So both teams, when they set up, are having for a 16, are having at least two bodies in the opposition D, so it's stretching the play really well and creating a lot of gaps. We just need to see the ball getting moved a bit quicker and utilising all that space.
Keller tried to wriggle it through. There's been a bit of a trend over the last few minutes. The Swiss have kind of just stemmed the tide, but Czechs just look threatening. Forward again they come. Plotchy just going to run away from him. And the Czechs, I did say before the game, probably I guess a fair assessment that maybe the Czechs were slightly too negative against likes of Russia. Obviously they were in front and they kind of just held on to what they had, and then eventually they lost the goal, which was a draw, and maybe never got quite what they wanted out of the Welsh game, which was a tight 2-1 defeat. So it shows that on the day they could have had a different result, but haven't maybe quite been so bold at certain times. But there were spells in the Russian game where they probably could have had a couple of goal lead in there.
Yeah, I mean they were unfortunate in the Russia game, I think, not to score a few more. In this game they look as if they're not that protective in terms of defensively. They're keen to move forward, they're keen to put some bodies forward. I think they've come into this with a bit of confidence that they can score some goals, so right now they've got 3 bodies in the D and only 1 back in their own half. I don't think we would have seen that against Russia.
Yves Morard's ball was cut out into the final 90 seconds of the first quarter. It flew by.
Yeah, it's been a good game to watch so far. A lot of activity.
Butch went forward trying to find Mikhail Barta. Leovic. As for Koretak. Plotchy wriggling away from the attentions of Mikhail Morard.
Good 3D skill there in the corner by Plotchy. Gets the ball up over the defender, but doesn't really put afterburners on and go past the defender. He has to stop and then try and beat him again, and that's where it goes wrong. As soon as you get that bit of space and you've eliminated a player, then drive into space, get your head up and see if you can pass the ball on to another teammate.
That's the end of the first quarter, and it's a terrific quarter if you're a Czech Republic supporter, as two very quick goals. Thomas Wisniewski with it, and then Thomas Power with the second, and we can check out the goals from this first 15 minutes because it was a terrific start from the Czechs.
Yeah, so keeping the ball down, moving it on early, a bit of an awkward pick-up, but it's fortuitous in that it rolls out to the top of the D, and when you come in the reverse edge there, it's quite hard for the goalkeeper to read. Then a bit of a melee in here, and Switzerland not really getting the scruff of the neck and even trying to play it out. You don't play it out at the top of the D, you try and play it out to the side, and it drops to the Czech player at the top, who just unleashes a low and hard front stick hit. I think Jonas Verest in goals might be a bit frustrated because that's two fairly similar shots that have came down the middle and towards his easily saving area, his bubble as some goalkeepers might call it. So slight frustration. I would say 2-0 flatters the Czech Republic a wee bit, because if the two shots that went in were saved, they should be simple saves off to the side, then we'd be looking at a 0-0 just now.
Well, this is a Czech Republic side that were in the top tier back in 2013. We were relegated quite quickly, but all the teams that come up have a hard job staying in the top tier. And back in the second year, 2015, he was fourth behind Poland, Austria and Scotland. But they won't finish any higher than fifth here because they have got games to come which will be trying to look over their shoulder and avoid relegation. And if you look over the recent times, Czech Republic haven't been anywhere near the third tier, so it is a bit interesting. It shows you the quality that you've had Wales coming up from third tier and making a good fist of it in the group and had this good spell. And the Swiss, they will be looking to try and stay up because they got themselves a reprieve after finishing in 7th place in 2015. Should have went down, but got a reprieve due to the suspension currently of Azerbaijan. So we're looking to try and up it for the big games to come for them in the relegation phase and the crossovers. Second quarter underway, and there's the Swiss trying to get off to a good start with Apel with the delivery in. Will end very quickly for Benoit Vaishudak.
That's a huge throw, so from standing your own D to getting the ball up and into the opposition's 25, then it's a really great tool to have in your armoury. I think he tries to respond but ends up throwing it to opposition player.
And from this there attack, I don't know if it was a bit of an air hit, but a swipe anyway doesn't come off for Lukas Plotchik.
Yeah, I was just going to say that the scoop, or the aerial ball as it was called, that kind of distance and that technique just eliminates all the players in between. There's nothing you can do if you're standing in a line covering an area and the ball's scooped 10-15 feet above you to someone in behind, then it's just a race back to try and cover.
Fella picked up Gael Vaishudak. Here is the fella again for Switzerland. Going the long way around, looks like it bounced up off the body instead. Nicholas Stefan looking to try and make do from the free hit. Back it comes. Yves Morard for Martin Greda. Jonathan Apel fires it away.
Yeah, not a lot of movement in there, but he sees someone leading towards front post, but with that angle then you're not going to get much percentage wise in terms of shooting from there, so you're looking for a deflection in and around the defenders. But again, there's not a lot of Switzerland movement in there, that's what we mean about the joined up. So there was maybe 2 people on the same page there. We need 3 or 4 to really outnumber the Czech Republic.
Cut they come, the Czechs again. Kapuch down that side. Thomas Power spotted. And got the second. More space for Power. Korea attack decides to go back for Hannes. Just stay out. All that pass and movement. Petr Tronic, team manager, with his board in his hand. Ball to our right. Guiding and passing every move. Magic board with all the positions and formations and whatnot. It's a skillful little tool.
Yeah, certainly a lot of passion there. The board has got some writing on it, but I'm not sure whether that's the big stick they get hit with, because they don't seem to be following what's written on the board just now.
I was going to say, I thought you were going to say, oh, I can't see what it says, but it's probably in the wrong language to make it out anyway. But here come the Swiss now, though. Schwer making a run. Not had too many of those big mazy runs that he can do.
Yeah, Czech Republic just closing them down, and maybe a key talent for Switzerland. So when he gets the ball and picks up, starts running, there's maybe 2 or 3 Czech Republic players coming towards him.
Kapuch forward, and his pot she couldn't reach. A bit more steadier opening second quarter. As the sun's still out, a few clouds, nice blue skies here. And if you have been watching our coverage already today, we haven't taken a plane off to Geneva or somewhere, because there is a heck of a lot of Swiss decoration around the place at the National Hockey Centre. We are still in Glasgow.
Proud, passionate fans, always happy to have them.
Great getting the hammer and the nails out and whatever, just putting everything all together in between the 2 games. And not been the best of starts for the Swiss supporters here and those watching our coverage. Wiggling away, Owen Jednek and roaming into the circle.
We'll have to have a break and play here while we wait for the second ball to be knocked off. Obviously you can't get a game of hockey with more than 1 ball on the pitch.
It would be a bit too chaotic, I think. Korea attack tried to hit it in now, maybe a chance for the break. Only Jan Houdel there though, and he knew straight away that he had no chance of getting that.
Yeah, Jan Houdel there, I don't know if he's injured, but he certainly seemed as if he pulled up and it was easily within his reach, so he seems to be jogging towards the sideline just now.
He's got heavy strapping on his knee there, his left knee, which would be a bit of a worry. Maybe less so today, but the game's ahead, because he is a real influential scorer for this Swiss side, so he's off for the moment. Here comes Wisniewski heading into the day.
Yeah, the sticks went straight back in the bag, and you can see the physio over just manipulating the knee just now, so hopefully nothing too serious for him.
Not a good sign, as I say, more for the games for Friday and Saturday, because he is a key player, a real key player in this side. Was the top scorer for the Swiss at the World League One here last year when he played in Glasgow. Got 5 in both World League 1 and 2, because they got a bit of a reprieve into the World League 2 stage, again due to Azerbaijan not being involved through the suspension currently. So very much key, and we're hoping the Swiss that he will be okay come the weekend.
Yeah, so a brief replay there of Thomas Wisniewski just getting the aerial ball at the top of the D, and he just unfortunately can't pick that up. If he'd got something on it and brought it down, then he was in a bit of space and we could have seen another shot on target.
Away from Kapuch and battle once more, but back with the Swiss very quickly, taking Yves Morard. for Stefan.
Czech Republic just dropping back now and just taking some time to try and consolidate the lead. They don't seem to be too keen to move forward now.
Space fighting for Keller, who's motoring. Looked like it bounced straight up with the leg. That's exactly what I think he was intended to do. And off Thomas Pajaka in the penalty corner.
Yeah, really sensible there. He's driving further and further away from a good angle to shoot from. There's a defender following him, so you just roll it back onto his foot, win your team a penalty corner. Penalty corner is obviously a huge attacking threat.
Just over 7 minutes left in the second quarter. Manuel Keller across to inject. Nick Schreier and Martin Grader in the spaces and waiting for this delivery. There's Nick Schreier and it spirals away.
So I think that was the first test there for Petr Vetrovsky, and it looked as if it was a good flick on target, and perhaps the postman, the defender, just gets the touch there, so it's gone for a long corner, and what looked like a really good save from the defender on the line.
Turn from Schreier. Ball across from Schneider. Comes to nothing. That's a point you make about the reserve keeper, Petr Vetrovsky. Here is the moment for him. I think he got a touch in the end, but it was a moment which he had to be alert for. He's not had too many things to do so far, which is maybe a bit surprising that I haven't tested him or had the chance to test him more.
Yeah, I mean, I can't hear from up here. Obviously, there's a bit of a crowd where we're standing, but it could be down to the fact that he's really good at communicating and keeping his defence in line and making sure there's no gaps, there's nothing to play into. So that could be a key strength for him so far. That was his first test, as you say, and seems to have passed it in the terms of no goal scored.
Just fell it. A crucial block. Czechs trying to break, not too many coming up. Bit difficult for Prajaka.
So Fraser Bell just calling for a halt in the game there, and I think he's pointing to the captain's armband, or the imaginary captain's armband that he's got on. I think the other umpire's coming in for a bit of a chat as well. I don't know if it's the tempo of the game or the kind of the physicality that's starting to ramp up, but Fraser having just a chat with everybody involved to make sure it's all above board.
I see him pointing there, so there's been a few incidents of just a bit too much aggression.
Yeah, a good technique just to stop the game running away from itself. When the aggression starts to build up and off the ball, or it gets a bit too physical, then that's when umpires have to start using cards. So Fraser's maybe just nipping that in the bud before it starts and having a chat with the captains. Captains themselves don't seem to have said much to their teammates, but Fraser's went through the correct process, I imagine.
Yeah, one of those, going to have a lot of chat with the team. Yeah, no worries, mate. That sort of thing.
Absolutely.
Then it goes to channel with Zuna. Scrappy last couple of minutes, as I say, a bit aggressive, so heading to the final 5 of the half. Might be a little bit loose from Maple, but it will stay with the Swiss side just and no more.
Number 15, Thomas Vanicki, doing a lot of work there, a lot of kind of thankless yards in terms of just moving across one side of the pitch to the other, trying to pressure the person on the ball, and it almost paid off with a loose pass near the sideline, but Switzerland quick to respond and pick the ball up.
Pajaka to Pokrishva. Bit of space was spotted for Collar, but cut out quickly. Boris stomps in the roads, but now here comes Thomas Power. Forward from Prajaka. Again, Onishki was in and around a real threat for the Czechs this first period, first half, over the 2 quarters.
Both teams fairly aware there's only 3 minutes left in the half. Happy to just move the ball around, talk about phases of the game. This seems to be a bit of a dip. I don't know if it's related to the scalding that was whipped out by the umpire there, but certainly has put a lid in the temperament of the game.
Down it goes from Koprishva. Nice little layoff here for Power. And things just breaking up as it comes into the D in the story. In the second quarter, both sides not really finding enough penetrations in either D. Any conviction anyway.
Switzerland starting to move the ball well round the back. Don't know if that's an intentional change in style of play, but they seem to be getting far more space with Czech Republic, so you'll see them coming down the sides a wee bit more. They can transfer the ball quickly here.
They go quick with stomps. There's a couple of slips, I think, in the D. Nick Schwer on the floor. Long it goes here. If it works, it could be brilliant for Zuna, and he has picked it here of Yves Morar, but just no one there to just dot it back to it.
Yeah, I think he's aware of that, and as he turns, he just tries to play it in close to the body and the feet of the Switzerland defender, but doesn't get much, and it looks as if it just rolls into a space where nobody is.
Stomp's getting a good run. Nick Schwer trying to sneak in. It was all kind of marshalled out there by Thomas Koprishva. He will try to get that across the D. Czech Republic try and stealthily get away, but was under pressure there was Zuna. Swiss looking for one last chance to get one back in the game. Apel is stuck in that corner. They're giving back Ethel to Keller. And that must have ricocheted up maybe with a foot for the Swiss, and that will end the first half. There we go, there is Lahuta. And a bit more of a steady second quarter, but the Czechs made the perfect start. Woznicki and Power with the goals, and well, Swiss might feel a bit hard done by. They came into the game, but Czechs probably edging it in terms of the performance, being clinical certainly at the start, and probably worth at least a lead in there.
Yeah, Czech players have taken their opportunities. Again, a bit fortuitous with the way the goalkeepers dealt with them, but they've been in and around the D enough, and their 2 shots on target have been hard and low. So if you get a shot on target, then your coach can't complain. There's always the chance that they can get a goal.
Let's look at the 2 goals then from the first quarter.
So the throw from over the top, and then played across quite nicely, and whether it's intentional or whether it's an accident, the ball rolls across the top of the D. It's a nice kind of step over. Ronaldo would be proud of it. The ball rolls out into space, and you can see even the Czech Republic players are aware of what's happening and start to move out the road. Just give that clear view of the goal. And as I say, that amount of power, it's tough for the goalkeeper to try and read that.
Yeah, so this one was a bit of a scramble, but it fell through, and a good finish from Thomas Power.
I think the Switzerland coach and defensive corner unit will be a bit frustrated in that they had an opportunity to clear it here. They're under a bit of pressure, and then another opportunity to clear it here, and they've just played it to the top. We'll have to remember though that they were a man down. Somebody broke the line early, so they only had 3 bodies in there to try and deal with that. So that obviously can change the shape, can change the setup for your defensive unit. They might not want to run their normal style.
So then that's the state of play at the moment. We'll be back ahead of the second period, but at half time it's Switzerland 0, the Czech Republic 2. Welcome back then. We're just about to get the second half, the third quarter underway, as the Czech Republic have a comfortable lead. At the moment anyway, anything can change in hockey, but as it stands, the Czech Republic will move on to 4 points in the group table and secure third spot, which will see them in slightly better position in the crossover games to try and keep away from relegation. They're set for the third quarter. Jimmy Frail headed the best game, lost himself Callum Patterson in the competition here in the stand, and it's a tough one for Switzerland, losing their main scorer now, Jan Hudel, and feels like it's only 2-0, a bit of a long way back for the Swiss here.
Yeah, I mean, to be 2-0 down, a bit slightly unfortunate circumstances. I think 0-0, both teams would think that was fair. Switzerland at 2 goals down will need to try something new to come back into this game. I think their only real attacking threat in the first half has been the short corner that was saved in the line, and then a couple of balls into the circle. They've really not tested the number 2 for Czech Republic, which is Petr Vetrovský.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, he is the backup keeper, the secondary keeper, and he's in because Thomas Harris got a yellow card upgrade to red for coming together with an opponent in the Russian game, and also just bad temperament as well, not leaving the field. His play acting up on the sidelines during the suspension, so decided to upgrade the yellow card to red, so suspended for today.
Yeah, I think a sensible approach in terms of they've done the post-match analysis with umpires, they've looked at the available video, and they've decided that sort of behaviour isn't the kind of thing they're looking for, so an off-the-field upgrade to a red card seems appropriate.
Curry attack. Pooch. Barter back to the Czech side in their blue tops, white shorts. Power kept it in his grasp and helped on to Curry attack. Kindled well to keep it alive. Barta just trickles out by the baseline. Was kept here by Benoit Weiss, showed that, and it was Fabio Marielli with the dive in.
Yeah, a good bit of umpiring there from Fraser Bell. The ball's played down and it clearly hits a foot, but it's still under control of a Switzerland player, and he just allows it to come in. Switzerland get in and around the circle.
Yves Morard in, flies up and arm out against the Swiss there.
Frustrations from the Swiss, so the ball's fed in. I think they're claiming that it's actually hit a Czech Republic stick and then came up and hit another Czech Republic player. Fraser's decided that actually he believes it's hit a Switzerland stick on the way up into the goal.
Well, it might fall here, and does for Benoit Weiss. Should I need a bit of help? Just lofted up for Boris Storms to control. Fire across the V, but bounces up off the leg of his teammate Nicholas Steffen.
Yeah, so when the ball's fed in here, it needs to be lifted up over the stick, but when the ball's in the air like that, you need to get it down and under control. Unfortunately, the player running on has taken a bit of a heavy touch, which has pushed him really wide, so what I thought was going to be a shot turns into a bit of a pass across the front of the goal, but because it's on his reverse, it's hard to keep it nice and flat, and his teammates struggled with it, and it's hit his own foot. Seems to be a bit more Switzerland this half, or this quarter. They've been in and around the D quite a bit.
Turn from Kolar now, Plotchy. Soon I tried to wriggle it, but I think it came off his foot. First real foray forward for the Czech sides in this third quarter. Switzerland had a good start to it. Good run from Schneider. Feller to try and deliver. Bounces off Lujovic, who did well. Zuna. Oh, that's skimmed straight back here to Stomps. And, almost came through Schwer, lurking behind.
Yeah, as he picks the ball up and goes into his reverse here, he's trying to go through 3 or 4 opposition players, but he does find his teammate, but unfortunately it's taking a deflection before he can get to the end of it.
The two Morards link up Yves to Michael. Here's Yves Morard. And both of the Morards link up. We would like a rifle that one. Almost back to halfway with Grada.
So what Switzerland are doing really well just now is getting bodies up in the opposition's half and in the D. They've got three forwards in and around the D just now, but they're not capitalising on that. There's not a lot of off the ball movement to create space either for yourself or your teammate. They just seem to be staying in one area, which is, as a defender, that you're delighted with that sort of behaviour. You can stand and you know where your marked player is.
Schneider was down there, but there's Jaka in the way. Power. And back though here for Switzerland. Stomps in the trouble. Good time to find the space. Here's Feller again. Trying to find the leg, just trying to find any sort of hope. Patiently, the Czech Republic waited and waited, tried to get out. Eventually, the decision goes their way, and it means they get some clearance and some breathing space again. But quite finding Jan Leslie. Leslie, one of those that's new in for the Czech Republic for this tournament, was uncapped before this week, the 21-year-old. So the 2 more changes filtering for the Czech Republic side.
Yeah, Morard there just getting spoken to by the umpire. I think it was they lost control of the ball and a bit of a stick tackle. So if the captains have already been spoken to and individual players have been spoken to for that sort of foul, then you would assume the next stage is to start showing some colours. Swiss player's a bit frustrated there. There was a clear foot just right in front of the dugout, and is missed by the umpires.
Forward from Kolar. Curry attack. Feller trying to win it back though. Curry attack. Really well done. Zednek falls for him. And we took a touch too long because the captain, Manuel Keller, mugged the ball off him.
Yeah, I mean, it picks the ball up what looks to go to be in his reverse and get a shot off. He gives a slight fake, drags that across onto his front stick, but he doesn't adjust his feet, he doesn't adjust his hands, the ball's still in too close to him, so he goes to take another touch, and with that amount, if you take that amount of time, then an opposition player is going to come up and press, and in this case the Switzerland defender takes the ball off him.
Koparishva helped its way by Zednek. Kindle there. Given away there by Schneider. Tomis with a good initial run. Here's Barta. Now blue jerseys come forward. And a real rush. A third goal would certainly add a bit more cement to the building. Kindle, nice play. Hooked in. And the umpire pretty clear with that.
Mentioned this earlier, so if you've got a free hit in and around the D, then you're just looking to initially change the angle, get the defenders to move across to follow the path of the ball, and then the receiving player just passes it back in quickly at a different angle. This time they managed to find a foot. I thought perhaps the umpires were going to step in again. There seemed to be a lot of off the ball jostling in and around the goal mouth there just before that happened, but play on, and the Czech Republic managed to get a corner.
Yeah, but the only shade of green we've seen is plenty of the board of Petr Stronishek down there for the Czech Republic. He might be able to fold it into the suitcase if the Czechs can score a third here. Trojaka to deliver. Stopped in its tracks, another penalty corner to come. Schnicke with the try, of course, scored the opener.
Yeah, I think the goalkeeper Jonas Verest gets a big glove to it, but as the ball drops in towards players, then it's deemed dangerous. The umpire blows the whistle nice and early to stop anyone swinging in and getting injured. Good first save.
So another try, same result, same player, but well parried away this time.
Yep, so again, drag flick from the top, fairly standard routine. The ball comes across opposite side from the last time. Keeper gets across. He's got the added disadvantage and more to think about with a player sliding in.
Good turnarounds here for Keller. Just keeps in his path, tries to find that bit of help and support. Yves Morard, can they get one back to make it exciting final quarter? And it went. Marielli tried to keep it in his path. A bit scrappy, but Grader mostly with the Swiss. Greda into the D. Marielli couldn't get onto it, but his teammate in there could. Stefan tried to help it its way, and it's going to be a goal now. Well, a scramble, but one on the board, and they might well have this last quarter lifeline.
So yeah, ball slipped in, comes in. He's not got a lot of space or time to move around in there. When it drops out, goalkeeper does the right thing. He gets down. He's a big low barrier, but the Swiss player just finds a gap just underneath his right arm. I think it maybe hits his bicep as it comes in, his tricep, and falls behind him, and just on the waiting Swiss player to just knock it into an empty net.
Yeah, Gail Vaishoda was the one there. We've seen a lot of Benma Vaishoda. Plenty of talk about them. Gail Vaishoda, another player, both of them excellent players. 18th cap for the 21-year-old, the player that I believe studying PE as well as playing, and he has going to go back for the Swiss side here. Incidentally, if you try to keep track of where this means the table, Swiss would have to win the game to finish third, so it's not a big job, but if they can maybe get one more either right at the very end here, this quarter or the next quarter, then it sets things up. It might mean some more positivity if they can at least pick up something from this game as they head into the crossovers come Friday. However, the Czechs might have something to say about that. Pochi doing well. Dangerous time, of course, always after scoring, trying not to concede. Doubling around, doesn't come off for Jan Zlesny, and that may well come to an end for this quarter. So after a calm 12-13 minutes to the quarter, Gael Vaishoda has put a bit of life into the Switzerland game here. They got that goal back, and I guess kind of deserved. They got a bit of misfortune with the way the goals happened, that they conceded early in the game, so it sets things up quite well, hopefully, for the final quarter.
Switzerland have came back into it in this quarter. I think it's probably justified that they're getting there. So it's the constant pressure and the moving around there off the ball. They've got lots of bodies in there. It's a bit congested, and keeper has presented himself as a huge big barrier, and then the players just found a gap just underneath that right armpit and managed to slot it under. Goalkeeper a bit unfortunate because he's doing the right thing in the right place, tries to get back up, and it just bounces off his arm back across the face of goal. 99 times out of 100 that'll maybe hit your arm and go back out in front, but it's just clipped the side and went underneath him.
So that's how things stand at the moment. There's 15 minutes to play. Remember, we will focus on Pool A as well. It's a busy day here at the National Hockey Centre in Glasgow. 4:15, France against Portugal. France to win that, they went to 6 points and should be through, but you never know. If Ukraine were to cause a surprise in the last game against Scotland, it might well cause a bit of an exciting look to the table. If you're a neutral and wanting to see a bit of drama, it might well happen, but the form book would say France and Scotland should go through. But we shall see what happens. The two exciting games to follow, hopefully, after a decent day of hockey so far. We know who's going through out of this group. Yes, of course, the two teams that played earlier, the draw between Russia and Wales. So, ready to go for the final 15 minutes for these two sides in the group phase of this EuroHockey Championship 2. Thanks for joining us for our live coverage, wherever you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter. It's great to have you on board for the coverage and Some great views this week so far, and some great attendances so far here in the National Hockey Centre, which will continue to rise throughout today and throughout the rest of the week as the business end of the competition kicks in on Friday. As it comes to Jakub Korytak. Bounces up just away from Plotchy. There will be the long corner for this Czech side. Falco could just settle in the nerves. They know even a draw for the Czechs, that will be enough for them to finish third anyhow, but they wouldn't want to scorn the 2-0 lead.
So slight confusion there as both umpires point in different directions. And in that situation, if one team gets an advantage from it, then the umpire just slows the game down, says let's have a retake, it's my mistake or it was the other umpire's mistake, and makes it clear.
Keller making a run. Schneider on that right channel. There's a penalty corner and a fist bump as if he'd scored there. Could be a big moment for the Swiss, trying to get it back at 2-2.
So picks the ball up and starts to drive that baseline, eliminates the first player, and when you're in that D you really need to focus on not getting hit in the foot as a defender. Just as it crosses the line, the ball comes off his foot. He's still having that conversation with umpire as to whether it was just inside or whether it was too high or dangerous, but umpire fairly certain he's made the right decision there.
Manuel Keller, Swiss captain, with the injection. Stefan and Grader is around. A little loose, Grader. It might still pop up though, but they are out, and that is a bit of a mess really from the Swiss point of view.
Poor execution from the top. I think don't know if the ball gets stuck in the turf or if it's just the execution is too far behind him. The Swiss player might feel slightly aggrieved in that the ball's coming towards him and the Czech Republic player's kind of having a swing into the back of him there, but Fraser's seen a foul and given it against.
Well, they're trying their best to get it back in this final third. The Swiss wobbly in the Czech defence, but they will have the free hit from deep to try and just take a few seconds off the clock.
A few more seconds off the clock there.
I should have had enough of the waiting about, so tried to press Schwer too.
Yeah, Czech Republic don't need to score, so it's all up to Switzerland to come out and put pressure, try and get that ball back, which they have done.
Boris Stump stopped. Still pretty lenient from the umpires. Boris Stump's got on with it quickly. Looked like it bounced up off the foot, did, of Martin Kapuch. Grader left it for Yves Morard. That looked a bit of a dicey move because it's been wasted and given away.
Big build up, so 3 or 4 different players walked over the top of the ball to try and get into the D and create more space, and then it ended up nothing came of it.
They got it back though. Stomps Schwer. Bounce above the leg. Yes, it did. I think there were a few fuse kicking around the Switzerland side there because big chance wasted, but they managed it back and won themselves the penalty corner. If they were to make it 2-2, there's still a chance of finishing third in the group here. Manuel Keller. Schwer and Grader waiting. Schwer's another miss, sort of hole, and it might still bounce here. Grader, and back it goes. Gail by that.
frustrating to see two fairly carbon copy errors at the top of the D, where the ball hasn't either been stopped and put in the right place, or it's the execution of the skill hasn't been done correctly. So twice in a row is going to frustrate the coaches, I imagine.
Michael Morard. Fire into the D it goes. One back though, some try to hit it in, and a big roar of disapproval. That's the polite term for it anyway. Nicholas Stephen was the one that was annoyed. The 31-year-old, 65th cap today. One of a real bunch of the Swiss side that play for Rot-Weiss Wettingen, for their club side. Kindle back quickly for Curry attack. Hannes. Kindle back to Projaka. A bit of a miscommunication. Pooch left it. I think he thought there was someone behind him. Final 10, just under that now of the game. I really hope that umpires didn't spot that and did knock off him.
Switzerland moving the ball well at the back, Czech Republic giving them that space and that time to do so, so they're a goal up. They're quite happy for Switzerland to keep the ball in their own half and move it around. They're not going to score from there.
Switzerland back in that final third, riding challenges galore there. Good work from Schwer. Just passing Schneider. Will just about stay with the side in red. Breda. Keller. Here's Feller. Only found Projaka. Collected back up though with a bit of fortune. Here is Morard. Miguel Morard. Miguel Morard once more. Nice movement from Schwer. Gilvay Shuda trying to pirouette his way through, but never used the options that was around him, tried to do it himself.
And he's just turned onto a flat stick. The Czech Republic defender has just kept it out in front of him, and he's going to use his body to try and move him. Not the best of options. You want to come out of the crowded area and get the ball out and round, use your teammates. Seems to be quite a congested game for what started as a high press for both teams. Seems to be fizzing into just 1v1 battles now.
Bonishki racing in. Can they finish it off? No, they can't. Couple of stabs from Barta and Power.
Yeah, I think there's a call there from the Czech Republic bench. It looked as if the shot on target was blocked by a body part from Switzerland, but it's given us a long corner, so the umpire's aware it's hit something and is assuming it's stick then.
Xavier Fernand was telling the Czechs to hurry up and get on with this long corner. Into the final 6 minutes.
So I think this might be the replay in terms of whether it's a shot that's blocked with the body and a penalty. So it's laid back and then just flicked up here and it's hit the stick. So I think that's hit the stick. What's your thoughts, Callum? Stick, knee?
I think it didn't come off the body. I think that was probably fine. It was a tough call, but I think it was the right call. But
excellent umpiring there.
You're the expert eye, so...
No. The umpire's always right. Whatever his decision is the correct decision. And I'm assuming he was closer and he would have heard it hit stick rather than skin.
Here's Leovic for Czech Republic, side leading. Curry attack off the body, Marielli. Big puff of the cheeks and Marielli felt that one, it was a bit sore.
Yeah, up off your own teammate's stick as well, so don't even get the foul.
Here's Leovic. Going out wide. Not sweep, but still stays with the Czechs. Curry attack. Whistles away. 4 minutes to go for Switzerland. Second goal wouldn't help them finish third, but it certainly would add a bit extra momentum. Marielli. Toss it goes to Yves Morard. That was not in the plan book. Bit tiredness creeping in, I think, from both sides.
Potentially. Normally the last 5 minutes at 2-1, then the game comes alive. There's a lot to play for. 1 goal, 2 goals in it. Czech Republic not looking to make any mistakes here, not looking to dive in, give away any more corners.
Schwer, Dale Weishuda, it bounced up, I think, maybe off Schwer's leg.
I think he's just clipped his foot there as the Czech Republic defender's got a slight touch on it.
Butch can't control. Radar, nice work. Yves Morard. There's Mikael Morard. Radar, quite long in hope, looking for Bema Weishuda, still with Switzerland. Seen that the later stages, the Czech Republic couldn't hold off Russia, and they got an equaliser. May well crucially be vital for the Czechs to not get through to the semi-finals. But they're looking to just try and keep hold of this lead here against the Swiss side.
Concentration being key here, I think. All it takes is for one lapse, one slip in concentration, and Switzerland look as if they're on the up. They certainly attack playing with a bit more intent now.
Jakob Kindle's in a tight space. Now Plotchik again, he's not had too many chances to shine. Front of goal today, first goal against Russia. Marielli though for Switzerland. Nick Schwer. Schwer, twist, turn, burling it around. Benoit Vaishuda. Still a chance here for the Swiss to get an equaliser to try and finish off their group in a positive light. First time Mikael Morard rattles off the leg of Krashaka. Here is Morard. Kiev Zuna. And it goes quickly. Oh, and are they going to get it? Sliced away. Benoit Vaishuda. Give me a stoppage here. Quick word to Yves Morard. There was the chance, I think.
Yeah, if there was ever a chance, that was it for the equaliser. The ball drops just to the Switzerland player here, and he doesn't adjust his feet. He just has time to have a swing at it, and he's just opened the face too much and completely sliced.
Yeah, both Vaishudas actually were in there. Both of them trying to get attempted goal. Quick for Marelli. 5 seconds. So there is a shout in there. Schwer. That'll do. Big fist pump from Peters trying to shake down there the magic clipboard, the magic pitch that he's had in his hand. The whole game can go away for the couple of days or so until Friday, because they have secured third place. A slightly better, maybe will be situation for them as they look to try and stay in the second tier. Switzerland will finish fourth in this pool. Big celebrations. It means a lot for this Czech side. They had the disappointment that couldn't fight to get 3 points to get to the semi-finals. Maybe they'll rue 1 or 2 moments early in the competition, particularly not holding off in the Russia game. But they're happy. It might well be a momentum thing for the Czech side. Yeah,
it shows the passion. It shows they were still in it to win it. 2-0 up, they didn't shut shop, they kept attacking, they wanted to play some fluid hockey. The coaching board was out constantly, as you say. We can still see it coming into shot just now.
You can see it there in the picture.
The tactics have been wiped off, so we don't get to see the luxury of that. But they've stepped out there and they've done a kind of professional job, so they'll come away happy, and the passion at the end there just typifies that.
Switzerland, you hope that Jan Hönel is to be fit, because he could well be important to keep them in the division. But let's have a little look at the action. And for a game, 3/4 of it, despite the early start, was a bit pedestrian maybe at times, but it was a quick start from the Czech Republic in the first quarter, in the first 7 minutes or so.
Absolutely, first 10 minutes I think. Then lots of space at the top of the D, and you can't leave players of that quality that space and time to get the shot. Even the players around them, the Czech Republic players, move out to give him that space and that clear line of goal, and he makes no mistake, he makes it nice and hard.
So Bushnicki with the opening goal. Scramble fell kindly from this penalty corner for Thomas Power to make it 2.
Yeah, and again, just really hard shot, free space at the top of the D to get it off, and when players international quality have got that space and time, then they bury it, they get rid of the ball, put it in the back of the net. And
then, as I say, the game was fairly pedestrian, maybe until the last 5 minutes or so in the final quarter, but there was this lifeline which gave Switzerland a chance to maybe get themselves back into it. Gail Vaishuda tapping in.
Bit of a scrap at the front, yeah, but the ongoing want and drive for the forwards to get something in there, and as I've said before, goalkeeper makes himself nice and big. There's not a lot of space in there to play with. There's a gap maybe under the arm which the ball goes through, and there's a gap maybe down by his right knee, but they poke it through, and Gale standing at the back post just to slot a nice easy ball home.
So confirmation of the first 2 games, Russia 2, Wales 2, Switzerland 1, the Czech Republic 2. So in a table context, Russia go through second behind Wales thanks to that point. The Czech Republic finished third, Switzerland 4th in the pool. France against Portugal is next up for us in just under an hour's time, in about 50 minutes, and at 6:30 Scotland take on Ukraine. Jamie, you'll be back with us, of course, throughout the knockout games, for a couple of those games anyway. Just before we wrap up here, your quick thoughts on how the other pool may well go. Scotland, of course, in a good position. France need to get a win against the lowest ranked side, Portugal.
Yeah, France have been playing well so far. Portugal Portugal keep looking as if they're going to come alive, and then they kind of fizzle out. The good individual skill of the players there, again, very similar to Switzerland in that some great individuals. They just don't know how much time they've had together and how much of a unit they are yet. Scotland will be buoyed by the 2 wins, and will be stepping up against the good Ukraine side, but I think with the goal scoring power that they've got and the individuals involved, then I think Scotland will be feeling pretty confident.
Okay, well, that is how that group looks, and we'll be focusing on that next for our next couple of games. Jamie, thanks for 8 o'clock again. We'll speak to you on Friday. So thanks to Jamie Frail, and thanks to you for watching this game. We'll be back ahead of the 4:15 start with the game between Ukraine and France, but we will finish off for now with the final score from this game in Pool B. The final game in Pool B, Switzerland 1, the Czech Republic 2.